afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hill of Sight, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to 1 vs 1 on West Wall. Between the west, we got Besiktas, fighting here for King and Country for the 11th Armoured Division, rolling against the Hun. In the east, we got Findeed, fighting for Germany, the Oberkommando West here for the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. The assault having petered out a bit, waiting for resupplies, but now under attack from the British. They have to fend off and hold out. You got here Overwatch, Scavenge and Special Operations there, with infantry machine gun bulletins there for Findeed versus Special Weapons Vanguard and Advanced Emplacements with 3 infantry bulletins there for Besiktas. Kugelwagen moving southwards there, and Volksgrenadiers, Sturmpaniers heading northwards there. Assault rifles being clutched in their hands, Volksgrenadiers following up there. And we can see Besiktas is basically heading east and southwards here. Might try and disrupt their Findeed's fuel point here in the early game. But of course securing his own one. We got a triple section start there for Besiktas and the 11th Armoured section moving ahead here with Lee Enfields ready to fire at any Hun that comes within sight. We've got barbed wire going down here around the fuel point to make it a bit hard just to run across here to harass it, though at the same time this, well obviously he can still grab it here, but the problem is he's going to then have to stand out in negative cover, which generally tends to be not a very good position to grab a fuel point. But there you go, we got section opening up in the Sturmpaniers, need to quickly stop them, there you go. Poor Otto already down. Scheiße! Jürgen, get in here into cover, you stupid bastard! Sturmpaniers are already down to half health. This is not going to look good here. Needs to focus up there to support. They are moving in there. They're rushing them forwards. Not going to stand about there to grab some point. I mean, he's still trying to grab at the point here. I mean, some players tend to just focus on just grabbing a point, for example, rather than assisting another unit there. And generally, for example, in these kind of situations, you generally want the other squad to move up and then, you know, grabbing that point, because if you then lose the point here, it's not going to matter so much, for example. Or for example, you have to attack into disadvantageous position. So right here, he makes the right decision. Obviously, Sturmpaniers still have to retreat, but then, you know, his forces fight from a much better position than the other was at, and if say forced retreat here. Well, he got the point there, and ultimately they had to counter-attack into it. So right there, strong decision by Findeed. In the south, Kuban then gets the infantry section out in the open there. Kuban taking a lot of damage from the section, though that needs to get into cover quickly. Otherwise, Kuban has a good chance of doing some damage. Grabbing the northern victory point section going in there. Kugelwagen already low on health here. Could actually lose Kugelwagen here in the early game. Ah, he's going to lose it. No. Oh. That was lucky right here. It seems like Besiktas actually moved on too fast. Did not grab the fuel point fully there. That's a mistake there. Meanwhile, we got a full squad rushing ahead here for the car point. Making the way for the church and quickly laying down a bunch of sandbags there by the poster column. You got Volkswagen moving up. They got 3 Volkswagen squads there for Findeed, 1 Sturmpanier, 1 Kugelwagen, so far rather stand up. You got Vickers in 3 sections of Besiktas. A bit heavier than most usual British sort of openings, and he's also bolstered the section, so he's actually going for a surprisingly heavy British tier 1. Generally, most British players will, you know, much more quickly just take up and go for sappers or something like that. But right here, Besiktas is going for a lot of sections, plus the Vickers here in the early game. It's definitely not the ordinary. Section they'll take damage from the Volksgrenadiers. Vickers setting up there still, not really moving. Volksgrenadiers they're holding up, they're just trying to defend the cut-off point there. Although he could just grab the point, in which case the slightly more awkward path through the cemetery there will still ensure he's got connection to the fuel pump. But he's going to have to eventually counter-attack and flush the Germans out of the church there, otherwise it's not going to last for too long here. And there go, in fact, Findeed realises what has to be done for the fatherland. We've got a battle group headquarters of Schwerwehrmacht on the way there. Again, likely going to be a battle group headquarters, which we're sort of trying to get at, because that's pretty much what most Oberkommando West players go for at the moment, sort of a bit blindly. I mean, that's a bit the problem here with the whole idea of metagame. It can also lead to some rather blind decision making, which isn't always necessarily the greatest thing. I mean, obviously, it can be quite helpful, certainly a full retreat point here. On a map like this, for example, it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, it looks could also be a pretty good choice here. But obviously, in this case, it goes to the battle group headquarters, and it could certainly prove to be a very good decision. And again, I mean, it's not a bad decision, but again, it's just very much what most Oberkommando West players go for. And again, when it just becomes a blind decision, I always, you know, find it a bit, you know, no line of argumentation can really defend it, because ultimately it's still a blind decision, which means you're generally not thinking too much about it, which is always kind of a weaker line of thinking. Got full six, there we go, defending against the section, taking a loss there. Poor Joey goes down there from sharp fire there from the Volksgrenadiers. Getting up there into the sandbags, in this case the sandbags working against Findeed here. Fighting around here for something up to the section, the bolted section do quite a bit there. He's actually going for a 4th section here. Yes, he had to take up, but he's actually going for a 4th section. And this might actually be because, again, of the Oberkommando metagaming again. He's just probably so used to the fact that most Oberkommando players don't go for the mechanized regiment that he probably figures, well, if I go for heavy tier 1 with a lot of sections and a Vickers, I can probably deal a lot of damage to my opponent because I know I don't have to worry about the looks or anything. So if that's the case, then there's some very sharp thinking there from Besiktas. Again, you should see, again, the metagame can react to each other. And again, when certain things just become the obvious, then obvious counters also begin appearing. At which point, it becomes, again, just blind thinking and perhaps not the brightest decision as such. But, we'll see how it works out. We got Section here versus Volksgrenadiers. Either way, though, he's providing, again, a lot of firepower. And again, he's got a lot more infantry out on the field, which could definitely turn out to be a problem there for Findeed in the longer run, since now he's actually understaffed compared to Besiktas, and his 5-man Volksgrenadier squad is certainly nothing compared to a 5-man infantry section. So that's definitely a bit dangerous here for Findeed. Dangerous indeed. Findeed, you could almost say. But while going up here to sort of try and block the door, field medics going up there, fort retreat point as well. So again, he's going to try and set up more forward points, so he can more easily try and that way maintain battlefield control. And again, it's not a bad position at all, not a bad position. Again, it's not a bad idea for a map this size at all. In fact, again, it does help him maintain battlefield control. Just more, he's having a slightly personal rant there against the whole people just blindly going for battle group headquarters, when in some cases a mechanized regiment will probably do a lot more. So again, my apologies for that, my apologies. But there he goes, actually take up, he's gone for the Bofors. Hello. Is he going for advanced emplacement then? I mean, he could do that. It's just going to be a lot tricky on a map this size. I mean, this is generally sort of a map they like, because in part, again, you can't just easily lock it down with a bunch of emplacements. I mean, you'd have to lay them down so across here, in which case, again, they'd still be, a bit more isolated. I mean, you could do it, and it could, have some effect, but it would be expensive, and again, it wouldn't be, impervious. We've got assault rifle going up there for Findeed's troops as they launch their counterattacks there. Fox was dying out there, taking losses. More Sturmpanzers they're arriving. Up north, Fox is grabbing the munitions point there in the south. Kuban harassing, doing a good job there with Findeed, by the way. Just delaying Besiktas there from getting any resources. Good work. Grabbing the point here. But overall, Findeed, I think, has sort of executed a nice sort of tactical move there again. The church pin there, I think, overall was a very good move there by Findeed. Again, pinning down, threatening the carve point, and overall drawing in a lot of resources from Besiktas, and overall denying him a lot of fuel. And we actually got a Bofors up, then it is in fact here. Advanced emplacement. 11th Armoured rushing forwards to then dig in against the Hun until they can bring up the bigger tanks, it seems. A lot of sandbags here to defend the point here, so again, sharp thinking there. No, so he'll probably have to do some fighting around his fort point here, so setting up sandbags there is a very sharp move for him indeed. There you go, we got the ACAC up there, as the British would call it. Bofors then is quickly also improving its fortification wise, so it's a bit harder to deal with. We got another truck there for Findeed, he can already there take up for the Schwer Panzer headquarters. Good, Fox is hiding out there in the trench. Moving onwards, and they got North Fox there, but it's more arriving here from the other side. Catch the section out in a bad position and force them quickly away. Partly here assisted by the assault rifles. Grenade here could be quite helpful, I think, for Besiktas. But in this case, it basically baits them into the buffers, and obviously, Findeed is probably not expecting. I mean, you just don't see that much advanced emplacement play at the moment. And certainly not on a big map like this, it'll certainly stand out a lot more. Following up with a 6-pounder gun, obviously worried about his opponent bringing up vehicles or armor. In the south, you've got sections versus the Kugelwagen. Choose way in the way back there for reinforcement. Section push back there. He might want to now actually get the Vickers moving a bit more to support his men more actively. I mean, it's just basically been doing a lot of nothing there for quite a bit of time, which does mean, I mean, it's just 280 manpower doing very, very little, which is always something, to caution against.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
6-pounder gun out there for Besiktas. Kugelwagen almost locked out there. Can he get it? And there you go. Kugelwagen finally kaput. Ludwig and Jürgen dead. And he can set up the Schwerpanzer quarters. Volks was hiding up there, defending the fuel point in case Besiktas and the 11th Army makes another move on it. Nothing further at base there. Oh, he does have one here with medic kits there. I was a bit surprised there.
He's trying to take a point from us.
Sandbags down there by the victory point, grabbing the point here back by the southern defensive position. And up north there, a bit of harassment behind Besiktas' lines with the Volksgrenadiers. Good.
Our supply line's broken.
Trying to avoid the Bofors and overall play around it. That is definitely the right approach until you bring up equipment that can actually deal with it. I mean, that's very much sort of part of the German concept. You know, they avoided hard points like this, for example, until they could bring up the equipment to deal with it. That was very much, for example, you know, what propelled Rommel to victory there, for example, in World War One. Not charging into it the defense were the hardest, but, you know, looking for a way around them. And that's also seems to be so far what Findeed is doing, until, of course, can bring up the equipment to deal with the Bofors. And again, I think it is also why Westmall is a good map, because it actually allows for this kind of stuff. The problem with some of the maps is they're basically so small that the Bofors can very easily lock down the map, or say a mortar emplacement. So, another reason I like maps like Westwall, but also say Arnhem Checkpoint and the likes. But there you go, in this case, retreating right past here, the Bofors. Again, this is why he has to be a bit more careful about doing stuff like this at the same time. He needs to sort of plan his retreats a bit better, because otherwise he does risk the Bofors there cutting down his men with its 40mm gun.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
Sturm Pioneers versus the section in the south. The Bofors, by the way, was a Swedish anti-aircraft gun. They did sell anti-tank guns, even tanks and anti-aircraft tanks, to several of the sides of the war. Fun fact. Sturm Pioneers going down there, taking fire from the infantry section. Flanking in there. Mostly the Axis, though, I believe. Troops have been forcing, got the spare panzer quarters going up. This is again further strengthening his forward position. Of course, he has to be careful there about counter battery fire from those 25-pounder guns. If Besiktas decides, you know, he's rather had enough of those Jerry artillery pieces. And he's going for the forward assembly right next to the Bofors to allow that one to act as artillery. Up north, points being captured there by the German infantry. You can see that Besiktas is slowly pushing back here, Findeed, but Findeed is ever eager to push back against the Hun. And his spare panzer quarters almost done, because they're almost fully equipped with assault rifles. Sturm Pioneers then die, need reinforcement. So Bofors there getting blasted off. He's not bracing it, perhaps he just doesn't feel it's very important at the moment. And of course, once he's got the forward assembly up, he can upgrade it to an advanced assembly, in which case, which he's doing, he can just have it auto-repaired by the chaps inside. And it's very interesting, I mean, he doesn't have a single sapper squad at all, he's just relying fully on infantry sections here. Southern victory point being taken back. Again, I think you could set up that Vickers much better and use it much more actively. Besiktas perhaps done a bit too, in some ways, defensive minded here versus Findeed. And the Panzer Division, there you go. They're out.
Under attack.
And we got Bofors fire there. They might want to use counter artillery fire there from his base as well. There you go. Bofors fire there against the lightest infantry. Geschütz pushing it back. Up north section versus Fultz, because they're holed up inside the house, though. Due to the trees here and the bushes, they can't really fire back very well. Which, you know, this house does not really have us as disadvantage. That's actually a bit of an interesting sort of thing there. Probably something that could be improved upon the map in a later iteration if that ever comes about. We got section going on here. I want some more troops up there to assist the north. Setting up sandbags to help sort of harass the fuel point there. Good work. Grenades would help there. Go in the end, though, pushes back the Fultz grenades, because again they can't really fire well back there against the section there. There's again the unfortunate situation there, foliage. In the south, more section up to deal with the Fultz because they grab the fuel pot. He needs to get the Vickers in there, I think, you know, try and flank it up for here, sort of set up that way to sort of deal with the Fultz grenadiers. But sadly, again, I think Besiktas have gone way too passive with that Vickers, which is pretty much just wasting it. But he's barely done anything in this match, and the British Vickers machine gun is always a potent, you know, piece of equipment. It's just, he's not using it, which is probably allowing his opponent to have more map than he really should have in some ways. But we got their mortar placement up as well. Continue artillery fire there against the Bofors, but the forward assembly faces up. Up north there, Findeed losing ground as well. He needs to do something about this. You know, needs to change approach here for the Panzer Division, which by the time of the Ardennes assault was certainly less elite than it was in Normandy, having lost a lot of its most experienced crew, but also a lot of the equipment, and was sort of more close to the regular Panther Division in terms of equipment anyway. So they probably still had a lot of sort of better troops like that, but equipment-wise, they couldn't really muster the same amount of half-tanks they, for example, had in Normandy, which is one of the things that really marked them as elite, because unlike most Panzer Divisions, each Panzer Grenadier battalion was fully equipped with half-tracks, and that was surprisingly rare. For those that might not know of the situation there, we got a Jagdpanzer out there here for Findeed, or the Panzer 470B. B standing for Wohlmark, since it was also a version made by Alcott. which was a lot bigger. And was basically used for replacement tanks simply because of its sheer size, which basically made it too big of a target to work as a Jagdpanzer. Now we got a mortar emplacement and a buffers here bombarding his forward position. Bit of a problem there for Findeed. His forward position all was nice idea, starting to become a bit countered here by, well, forward emplacements by Besiktas. There you go, Jagdpanzer shoots. Shot goes through, the 6-pounder gun there gets through the 80mm sloped armour of the Jagdpanzer, which needs to pull back for repairs. Bit of harassment on the south, but British troops are rapidly moving in to shore up that area. Jagdpanzer down to half health up north. Volkswagen's grabbing back territory as well for the fatherland, and we just got a lot of fire there against Findeed's forward position. And if you were to counter-artillery here, you could really lay down some serious firepower around here, because right now there's a slight issue here with Findeed's position. Again, he's got his light infantry gun, which in theory could be the subject of counter-artillery fire right next to everything else. So that can actually make things a lot worse there. Though so far, Besiktas has yet to hit upon that idea. In fact, he's taking up now with the company command post. Volkswagen getting southwards there. He might want to try and flank the buffers they're trying to take head on. That infantry gun firing away. Interesting enough, he's not bracing at all. Most players would, you know, brace, but Besiktas isn't at all. And also his sappers are dead. He's trying to repair here, but still brace. Why isn't he bracing? And he actually lost the buffers. Oh, not the buffers, but the mortar. Definitely rare to see a British player not bracing. Perhaps he just miscalculated and thinking he just fixed it up there, but again, apparently hadn't counted on the sappers getting murdered. So far, they don't seem to be getting replaced. North there, points being grabbed, but again, I think it should change the approach of Jagdpanzer, you know, not where the anti-tank and can easily hit, but instead drive up here and then hit from, you know, around the fuel pond at it. Double light infantry guns firing there. So no brace, we got artillery fire, we got the counter artillery fire now going in as well from the 25-pounder guns, unleashing hell there upon the German positions. And there you go now, we can sort of see the problem here with the way he's positioning his light infantry guns around his forward position. I mean, it pretty much means, you know, a lot of other things are going to be in the line of fire here. So that is less than fortuitous planning there by Findeed and the Panzerlehr. There you go. Sappers are back, or at least one sapper's back, waiting for the others, you know, to arrive as well. Well, looks like everybody else is dead. But I'm still surprised he's yet to brace a single time. Is it just because he finds it too cheesy and just refuses to do it, or is there some other logic to it? Because, oh, there we go, he finally braces. Section moving up there. Though without grenades, they're going to struggle here to flush out the Germans. There's simply no too many dug in there, so he's going to need grenades or artillery flares to deal with it. If indeed here goes for scavenge, just calling in the flak panzer here to deal with things. Definitely an option here versus all the heavy infantry section there from Besiktas. Jagdpanzer taking a few hits, but they probably can still get in, sneak in a hit there on the Bofors. And hammer on the way there for Besiktas, just getting ready for comets. They might want to get up a fuel cache or two. Oh, he was trying to shoot at the Volksgrenadiers. I was like, why is he shooting at his own advanced? Have they gone mad? Has he gone mad? But no, it was the Volksgrenadiers, and apparently will try and shoot through it, but can't shoot through it. That's a very interesting thing there. Well, there you go. Findeed quickly taking advantage of the fall of the buffers to rush through. Besiktas' lines were now a bit overextended, a bit thin. And lacking an anti-tank, he's now going for a lot of Piets here. Very heavy sort of influx there of projector infantry anti-tanks, as they were called, to deal there with the Ostwind and other armour. As Findeed is just rolling ahead. He's finally able to shift his Vickers there. Finally! Just took him ages. Got the 6-pounder gun there, he's probably going to knock it out there before he can deal with. Oh, we got a turret called in, preventing the infantry from moving in there. Still, we've got a few PSF flying at the Ostwind, getting a few hits there. Volkswagen's moving again for the CoH point. Back to those familiar old sandbags. Hey, I remember the sandbags. You what? Are you an idiot? Who would remember a sandbag? Just focus on the roads and the Tommies, you Dummkopf. Large push here, falling back towards the church pretty rapidly before they get slammed in there by the rain of Piets and bullets. Ostwind though covering up as best as they can. Cover removed there, so the section's out in the open. No apologies there. Jagdpanzer can't really assist so much in the fight so far. So he just has to wait for the British armour to arrive, and Besiktas is a bit behind there. He probably should have gone for fuel cache, but also help defend his cut-off points there versus Harry Hun there. But Findeed is rapidly pushing forwards there. Jack Panzer waiting back. They were generally sort of handed out only to Panzer divisions, maybe some Panzergrenadier divisions, but generally these never really served, I believe, in the sort of their own independent tank destroyer battalions. Little fun fact there, actually. They're generally always part of a Panzer Division's tank destroyer unit. I believe there's around 1,000 to 2,000 produced of them. Orbital on the way there for Findeed. Not a bad idea there. So now he's gone heavy on the Piats. The Orbital will certainly rule. 6-pounder gun though did survive there, so he could grab it back, then turn it against Findeed once more. Because in the south, they're holding up the Volksgun. It seems like Findeed forgot it was still there, and is now virtually 2 minutes. Can actually control the field of battle here quite aggressively around it. We also got Brent guns up there for Besiktas. It's not just all Piats. More artillery fire here again against counter battering again. There we go. In fact, he could actually possibly get some wipes there on his troop, because again, Findeed seems to be forgetting about the counter battery fire. And there you go. He got rather lucky there that Besiktas wasn't faster than that. Otherwise, probably could have gotten some wipes there. So again, Findeed needs to be a bit careful with that. There we go. We do see a fuel cache up there for Besiktas. Good work. Mine went off. More artillery fire just raining all over the place. House in this case absorbing a lot of it, so good position there by Findeed. Section of the retreating hits it from the Schwer Panzer Corps. You also got the Yak Panzer firing. Orbital on arriving there. They also very quickly retreated in the face of the British artillery attack there. Also moving up there, taking fire from the Piers, but not actual hits. That section up north losing out here. I still think Besiktas would benefit a bit from some grenades. But he's soon able to get the Comet tank there to deal with Findeed. In the south, German infantry getting ready to assault here. He's got to try and attack, I think, from 2 approaches, in which case the Vickers will struggle a lot more. He could also just move down the Ostwind to help flush out the bastards. They're going for the fuel point there. A bit risky. So there we go. Something up close to the light infantry guns. And there's, of course, he's planning again counter artillery fire, though he can't quite yet. They've got to quickly push back in the south. Vickers there being assaulted. Holding the Volksgun it is, but they can't really last for that much longer. And there you go, pinging them down. But it does help the Ostwinds firing out the wrong direction, meaning it's not really hitting a lot of the members. Remember, damage to sort of units inside a building. Oh, now they're popping all over to have a look at it, which actually makes it easier. But damage to inside buildings are rather dependent on where they are positioned when it comes to AoE weapons like grenades, Ostwinds, Panzers, and so on. So, for example, the tank shooting at the wrong end of the house, it's going to do buggeroo. 6-pounder gun there, ramming. He's basically using the Vickers as bait to sort of keep the Ostwind a bit out longer. Bit risky there by Besiktas, but so far seems to be working out a bit. The Ostwind down to half health. Obviously, as soon as he gets to the other end of the house, that's it. They need to retreat then in the end. And he can actually now go for the Comet. It is also time here for the mid-game analysis. In terms of damage, Besiktas is definitely ahead. They're having done a lot more damage to Findeed kills-wise, though he is slightly behind there. But overall, they're pretty equal there. So this is actually slightly worrisome for Findeed in some ways, in particular since the opponent actually has bolted sections, meaning they are larger. Though at the same time, he's got mostly weaker Volksgun, so him keeping pace with, in fact, getting more kills is not too bad. So I think overall there, it's looking pretty equal then. In terms of army value, Besiktas, though, quite far behind Findeed. There again, heavy emphasis on both forces, slightly weaker map control has overall allowed Findeed to get out more forces, upgrade those forces and over pressure. Besiktas more or less, Besiktas sort of just been a lot more stable, but again, now Findeed just far ahead now thanks to armor superiority, whereas Besiktas was rather slower there. Resource float wise, he's also floating a lot more than Findeed, though Findeed is also floating a bit. He might be aiming for a Panther, possibly preparing for something big coming there from Besiktas in terms of points held. It's been a lot of back and forth here between these two sides. But over for Besiktas, get out the Comet as soon as possible. Consider some more fuel caches or some munitions caches. And perhaps consider some sappers to help with certain things here and there, maybe another Vickers. But I'll like Comet, and then try and push back Findeed, try and sort of just isolate him to this part of the map, and then sort of slowly grind him down, or at least just bleed him out, that prevent him from getting to any of the victory points, and punish him while he's trying so. And the more Comets Besiktas can get out, the better. As for Findeed, well, a Panther's probably going to be, I think, a very good choice here. And Interesting. It only reports this well as population cap. But anyways, a Panther's probably going to be a better choice here again. He's probably going to be expecting some kind of heavy armor, in which case, the Panther's going to do a lot better than a Panther 4. That's the Comet. Better range, armor. Well, not a lot of armor, but overall still slightly better range, I believe. Though I might be wrong about that one. But still more durable than the Panzer 4, which would definitely fall much more quickly prey to the Comet. In particular, then he supports his Panther with the Jagdpanzer, in which case the Comet's certainly going to struggle quite a bit. A few more orbital Darden, but I should just try and keep up the pressure, keep up the harassment, keep up the play there against Besiktas. In that regard, Findeed is playing quite nicely, though he needs to position his light infantry guns a bit better so his own other men get murdered there. I mean, again, that's the thing to keep in mind about counter-artillery fire. You don't want other things to sort of get hit by it as well. In that case, it's rather making it too easy there for Besiktas in theory. So that's something that Findeed has to be mindful of. But let's return to the fight and see what happens here as the Panzer continues onwards. Almost got the Vickers here, which really needs to get out of there. Up north, also they're being pushed back by the section swarm there. Vickers finally running away there from the Flak Panzer, which is veteran to 1. 8 kills for Das Vaterland. Orbison advancing. LMG 34 on hand. Sappers section moving out. I was about to call them sappers because both players equip their sappers with Piets. And there you go. Comet is on the way to Besiktas.
They're trying to take it.
Indeed, getting him closer to the Panther. Just needs a bit more fuel. We'll of course have to see. Well, the problem is, of course, he's not got enough population for it. In fact, he doesn't need enough population now for the Panzer 4, which population-wise is the cheapest out of the 3. Though not by a lot, actually. So Comet there for Besiktas, which in terms of population is around the same as the Panther actually. Would have been awkward if it'd been less actually.
Enemy threatening a
artillery fire running down there in the section. And we got more counter artillery fire here going on. More of the 25-pounder guns sing out. 25-pounder gun was a very much used artillery piece there from the British. Straight from the start of the war, which is also quite commonly used as anti-tank weapons. I believe in particular in North Africa, it very much found itself also used as an anti-tank gun. Fuel cache spot being dealt with there by Findeed's brave orbital Darden, though sadly bullets will have little impact there. Keep shooting it! But what about getting some explosives? Where are the explosives? I don't know. Panzer first? Do we look like we have Panzer first? No. Then shut up! Keep shooting! Up north, viewpoint then being secured by the section. Meanwhile, we've got the Jagdpanzer moving up to with the Yama coming into a pretty nice position. Need to be careful with all the Piets about it. Vickers there, they're losing out. He needs to retreat it. That was a pretty bad idea there by Besiktas. 6-pounder gun, they're getting in the Jagdpanzer. He might able to take loss here for the Piets now. He's rushing up for the fuel cache, taking another hit there. Section's moving in. Misses the fuel. Needs to get up closer. Now he can go for the CoH point again, northern fuel. Oh, he's moving away everything now instead of just, finishing it up. Just going to try and get the Jagdpanzer. We also got the Comet out here, which actually did not serve for that long before being replaced again, I believe. But the Jagdpanzer is actually going to go down here if he spots it, because it's trying to get away, which means the rear is exposed. It can't immediately turn to deal with it.
Supply line's been cut.
Oh, looks like he's going where he's going straight for the Volkers, crushing numerous between the treads. Horrific losses there, and there you go, full retreat there, 5 men already dead. Jagdpanzer turned to deal with the section. We got artillery called in on the house, but at the same time reveals the position of the Jagdpanzer to Besiktas Comet, which goes straight in there, gets a penetrating hit on the frontal armour. You got Panther on the way there for Findeed. It's like a gap there made population-wise. Comet, oh my god, the Jagdpanzer. Section's moving in there. A Kednefer nearby, and there we go, Jagdpanzer kaput, 77mm armour piercing round, cooks off the munitions. A lot of units around here. Also taking losses. Need to be careful here with the Comet there. The Kednefer's doing a lot of damage. He's popping down a smoke screen here, which isn't where he's needed. It's a nice idea though. It's just the Kednefer's there. So he needs to get out of there very quickly. Panther almost done there though for Findeed, and the Panzer Layer Panzer Division. Comet rolling back there. Storm Pioneers on the far from the section, gaining victory 2, fighting from amongst the tank traps there, with Dragon's Teeth as they were known. Panther almost done there, and Comet hitting with more infantry here, overall getting off a lot of kills there. 7 kills, close veterans 1 already, and there we go, almost wipes the orbital Darden. But he's going to need some sappers here, actually. There he goes, forced to get sappers out since he's got nothing to trade the Comet here with. Panther, though, has arrived here for Findeed and the Panzer layout. Panzer Division. Infantry guns gaining veterancy free. Can he soon find another counter-artillery barrage? In fact, he can right now, which could actually cause a lot of problems here for Findeedsons again. A lot of units right next to the artillery pieces. McKenna, and then a bit on top of there go. Ostman keeps it covered for the fatherland. A lot of back and forth here. Asta's fighting all across the front here. Panther 8 support, getting the pinlock machine gun up as well. Ostman creeping ahead. Needs to be careful though. That Comet is a killer. Section they could do with a bit of reinforcement. So good the Vickers. Here fire there against the Ostman. None of the shots that actually land there on the Flak Panzer, which quickly pulls back though. Not gonna try anything funny there. Rebuilding the fuel cache for more armor down the road. Good decision, I think. Certainly keeps his eye on the ball, which is the big tanks. Comet. Which was actually, while in game is sort of shown as being roughly on the same armor level as the Panther, was in the actual war a lot less armored actually, in part because the armor wasn't sloped. In fact, it was roughly about as armored as a Cromwell. The turret probably had a bit more armor, but still the whole armor itself was pretty weak. Just a little fun fact there. Troops healing reinforcing. Section moving towards the centre victory point, grabbing the northern victory point. And southern fuel point being secured there by British troops as well. Dropped a Bren gun there, need to grab that back before so we've got a grenade assault here from the Volkskandiers, filling the area with high explosives. Orbison moving in there, grabs the Bren gun down, and we got more counter-artillery fire there, the 25-pounder guns seeing out once more. In this case, we have shifted his light guns away a bit further. Good job there, Con moves in, but without infantry support, could run into a few problems if it's not careful. A quick Panzerfaust could spell trouble, though obviously not as much trouble as in the actual war where you would have crew members who survived the hit with a Panzerfaust still that have nightmares about it later, because you know it's still a pretty frightful thing when you see another tank up in flames because of a Panzerfaust. Osprey moving up here. Oh, gonna hold up the British section there as much as it can, though there's a lot of Piats going around it. Veteran 2 gain increased rate of fire. Panther moving in, then engages the Comet, misses. Comet turns about, fires, and penetrates the Panther. 6-pounder gun can't support. McKenna throws up, fails to penetrate the Comet. Panther gets a penetrating hit there. Another penetrating from the Comet. McKenna for this time gets a shot through. Close 52 there for the Comet. McKenna fails to penetrate. Orbison being shot to bits then up north here. Volkskandiers fighting up against the section, getting a few kills there as Port Johnson goes down in the middle of the road. Grenade assault here, trying to predict where the blob is moving, then punish it. Close here, but Osman to the rescue for the fatherland. Even blitzes in, he's going to try and crash them. Indeed, the crazy bastard. And he does cause a full retreat. They've still got a section about here, can set up at full range to deal with it, but no. Comet is moving in there, blitzing in as well, or emergency war speeding, if you will. Going to try and pursue there the Comet. Oh, not the Comet, but the Ostwind. In this case, the Ostwind is gone, but he can't go for the Volkskandiers there, setting up on the retreat path. Or not. But we got the Panther moving in there, already full repair by Storm Pioneers. Good to go again, another round. In the centre, units taking fire there from the light infantry guns. Comet rolls back. Needs to retreat from here before... Oh, section is lost, never mind.
Enemy got one of our squads.
He's got a lot of troops there. Might want to apply some more pressure in the south, trying to harass from Findeed through that there. Mr. Besiktas and the 11th Armoured. He can actually soon go for another Comet, though, of course. The problem is right now, he's actually got a lot of infantry sections, which does, and they're large ones, meaning there is a bit of manpower bleed there, so he's actually running into a few problems there with sort of the early strategy and then his late game strategy. They're not quite cohesive in that department. Vickers needs to retreat. He's about to lose a veteran free Vickers machine gun. That's not a good loss there for Besiktas.
Heavy tank reporting.
Fixing up the Comet again, and again close 52. It also now has access to the white phosphorus shell. Don't know if the British actually used. I mean, I know the Americans make use of white phosphorus because they love this stuff, but I'm less sure about the British actually. Section moving southwards, close to 23. Orbital line opening up there with the light machine gun quickly falling back behind cover. There we go. Veterans gain, increased accuracy and lethality. Tommy's falling down like flies. Fighting in the centre here. Grenade going off his... Oh! Gammon bomb! And he didn't realise there's something. Lost the entire Fulton Grenadier squad. Huge loss there for Findeed. Huge loss. Comet good to go again. Grenadiers all against the section. Need to retreat. Taking huge casualties there. Men drop. Dead. And in pieces. Over here the Orbison though lost their cover. And now they're bleeding out. Though the section's also very much bleeding out still. Osprey moving up here. 14 kills. Second Panther for Findeed.
Enemies trying to take a point from us.
Again, the manpower problems with Besiktas basically means he can't easily get the Comet despite now having the fuel for it. So Findeed was actually able to roll ahead in terms of also because he was able to better control the map. In which case Besiktas got too focused on some parts and not so much on, you know, getting the rest of the map. Otherwise, he probably would have out Comet faster, a second Comet than the second Panther here for Findeed. But there you go. Penetrating hit, Panther faster, damages the engine of the Comet. Eventually to the IS gains, so increased accuracy and also turret rotation. And you go, we can respond faster to threats. Panther going in there, Sappers moving up. This is pretty bad there for Besiktas. Artillery called in here on the Comet. Anti-Tank gun moving up. They need to get the Panther up. We got artillery raining down. Almost got the Comet. Panther going in. No, he's going to move into his own artillery barrage. He might lose the Panther here. 6-pounder gun fires into the rear. Pierce going in as well. Holy smokes. The Panther blitzes out of there. And barely gets around. They're rounding the corner too quickly for the 6-pounder gun to catch up with it. It could actually pop to rapid maneuvers, in which case he might have been able to set up and knock out the Panther. But in this case, he got pretty damn lucky. Osman dealing with the section there. Half H of H23, taking a lot of Pied hits there. 6-pounder gun setting up though. Second Panther though has arrived there. Section wiped out by the Austrians. First Panther dying, it repairs. Second Panther there. Moving northwards, perhaps trying to strike through here. Besiktas once more just seems to be relying overall too much on blobbing. Again, as we've sort of discussed in previous episodes, players that rely too much on blobbing will suffer in the map control department. So they can overall remain, more, fleet-footed and agile. You can use it sort of that way, bleed them out of resources. You play your cards correctly, and so far, Findeed seem to be doing that very well. So now you can again, while the Pier blob can be menacing, he can also struggle in map control. In particular on a map like Westwall, again, blobbing is, unsurprisingly, not that effective. Whereas Findeed again is overall displaying very good and sharp map control there versus Besiktas. We've got more artillery fire raining down again, more counter artillery fire being delivered against German positions. 6-pounder gun here being flanked by the Austrian. So close to H23 there. Another trot away for Findeed, probably going to be Mechanized Regiment just for repairing the Panthers, so you can do that without, having to manage as much, because, that's also a really good reason to just get the repair station up. That way you don't have to spend so much time managing, which frees you up to sort of keep, track of other things. Plus it also frees up the Sturm Pioneers for other things. There you go, Comet rolling out, and again he's so delayed in just getting out the second one. He might actually be better off just aiming for a Firefly, which is a bit cheaper, though not a lot, so he might as well go for another Comet, I suppose. But he needs to be careful there with the Comets, though. The Comet, until he sort of gets the second one out, and even then, he has to be careful.
Our capture point. They're trying
Since
to take it.
Findeed is, of course, a sharp player, so one wrong move there from Besiktas could easily, end up with a lot of blazing Comets. Shot bounces, though. Comet, on the other hand, has no issues with that. Half H of H23. Shot bounces, on the other hand, Panther this time gets a penetrating hit. It's close to 52 though, and increased armor and health. Panther rolling back there. In the center section, they're finding us advancing Fulton Grenadiers. Baker setting up the deal here. There you go. Both shots penetrate. But there you go. We got Pierce flanking the Panther, taking down to less than half health. And we got a quick blitzkrieg here. As Findeed seeks to, get the Panther out of there. Very sharp move there. Artillery firing down. They're getting killed in the section. In the south, we got Orbis on there, clearing out the anti-tank gun, punishing Besiktas for leaving it, on its own. So very good move there by Findeed. He could consider laying down a booby trap afterwards to leave that point a lot less happy. Second Panther moving up, needs to repair the first one though. Mechanized Regiment there going up, and with repair Pioneers soon done. Going for the fuel point there. Besiktas now again, now spending a bit more though, is again also some more threat. Gammon Bomb takes out another Kednev. There's just too much going on if Findeed sort of manages his units effectively, it seems, versus all of these Gammon Bombs. Section moving in there, but they are definitely not in a condition to fight over the Orbison. In fact, they go booby trap, but he's not paying attention. We do take extra damage. They go Veteran Fleet, but runs for the house. Veteran Fleet on the Orbital Darden, and section there you go drops a Bren gun for the Orbison to pick up. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. We'll use your Inselaffen
They still have 300
Waffen.
points remaining.
Look at that, Jürgen. I can rhyme. Ja. Just shoot the bastards, don't rhyme at them. Your poetry sucks anyways. Oh, good lord, that was close. The Commodore was almost able to punch. In fact, might still wipe them. He might still wipe them. Instead of dropping the Ostwind. And the Ostwind killed, I think, the own. Alright, briefly just looked like he killed his own section there. Orbison there on retreat. That would have been harsh. You got the Panther flanking against the Comet. Second Comet is finally on the way there for Besiktas. Quite a loss there for Findeed, losing his veteran Orbison. Both Panthers now engaging the Comet. 6 pound again, sending up there. Eventually 2 on the Panther. Eventually feeling the Comet, which does give access to 3 grenade throws. Penetrating hit from the Panther. Other Panther flanking behind. Sections nearby. Sappers there as well. Panther alone health grenade off there from the Comet. Another hit there. He might lose the Panther if he's not careful. Blitzkrieg. Grenade there as well. They seem to be sticking actually to the tanks. What are you sticking to those, grenades? Marmite. What are they going to do? Scare the Jerrys. Alright.
There's a Comet tank ready to go.
Almost got the Panther there, but second Comet out. Both Panthers here very bravely retreating in the face of British resistance. And we got another Ostwind out here for Indeed, another flak Panther to help control the infantry further. Even if he's losing out on infantry, I do think he should have gone for maybe some more orbital dart in here. Victory point wise though, Besiktas is quite low there compared now to Findeed. Second car moving up there to engage the Volksguns there with a 77mm gun. Could also consider a grenade there. And first comment there is just in dire need repairs. The faster you can get that back in action, the better for him, the worse for Findeed. Artillery raining down here again. Oh, he lost the infantry gun. Finally the counter battery was able to silence the light infantry gun battery, at least just a bit there, and there we go, it is wrecked. Findeed cannot recruit it. It's going in there with it coming into the base, so that's a really bad idea now by Besiktas, really bad idea. I have no idea what he's thinking. He would actually lose the Comet there, and why he would attack into that is beyond me though. That was not a clever idea. I mean, a single tank, unsupported, strange where the opponent's likely going to have all of his tanks. I have no idea what Besiktas was thinking, no idea. That was just bad. Had we supported properly, the infantry not occupying the houses, then moving the tanks, that could have been a lot more nasty there for Findeed, but there you go. Panther gaining a lot more experience, closing in eventually 3, ever faster. Sturm Pioneers there now with a Bren gun, gunning down the Tommies, but they need to get out of there before they get wiped, perhaps. Up north, the Volkswagen suppressed by the veteran 3 Vickers, but that's low on health. We got an Ostwind flanking behind though. Sharp move there by Findeed, very good flank against the Vickers in the centre. Troops there taking losses, Ostwind moving in. So close to Veteran 3, if he can get there that'd be great. And of course if he loses it, it's going to be pretty stupid. But there you go, Veteran 3 for the Ostwind, increased rate of fire. 23 kills. That's going to need a lot of repairs. That Panther almost good to go. Other Panther also needing repairs here, all focus on the more veteran one. Section moving up there with the Piets, just a bit late, getting some kills on the Sturm Pioneers, who also now secured themselves a Piet.
Damned enemies tried to take a point from us.
So the fire there against the Piet crew, need to get out of there. Though the house is really sturdy though, but still they're getting slaughtered here like lambs, and in fact he might lose some section there on to the retreating, to the Ostwind. We just need to stop up there and it's away a bit there. Close, but no cigar. Ostwind operating up north. We got the coming in. They're just rushing in there to get them into the Ostwind. But again, careful there. Besiktas again. You're attacking into the Hornets' nest, the Lions' den. In this case, the Panthers' den. And there you go. Dermot's engine right in front of eventually 2 Panther. Less than half health now. That was a really bad idea there by Besiktas, really bad idea. Obviously, wanting to get that veteran 3 Ostwind is nice, but losing your veteran 3 Comet is not worth it. And there you go, Comet down. That is a huge loss there to Besiktas. Findeed's got a Panther, almost veteran 3, plus another Panther there, which is halfway to veteran 2. And he just lost his veteran 3 Comet. I mean, he can almost get another Comet, but the question is, will it help at this stage? I mean, he's very low in victory points. And overall, she's been focusing more on the victory points rather than trying to deliver killing blows again. She just grabbed them all, and you're forced Findeed to attack him. That way, bleed him out. But that's not a trouble. Panther moving in. There we go. Veteran 3 wrecked the other Comet engine. Short did fall into German hands, but now it's going to lose the other Comet, because now it's a damaged engine. In front of eventually 3 Panther, those just stay at range to minimise chance of penetrating hits. But overall, it's just got a high rate of fire now. Almost got it. 6 Panther gun setting up there. Shots bouncing. Almost got the Comet. Penetrating hit. Shots bouncing. And there got the Comet. Almost 54. And the Panther blitzed out of there. 16 points left for Besiktas. Shot bounced off the Panther's frontal armor. Artillery raining down here again on the light infantry gun remaining here for Findeed and the Panzer. Southern victory point being secured by Fult's Grenadiers. And the other Panthers good to go against Sturm Pioneers, and other Pioneers quickly get to work. They're fixing up the Panther, the veteran Panther crew. Artillery continues raining down the German fort position. There's more Sturm Pioneers being rushed forward. He's going for a Firefly now. I wanted to go for that one sooner. Too late now here for Besiktas, I think. Again, he didn't focus enough on the victory points. Again, as you know, restored to blobbing, map control basically slipped out of his hands.
We're losing a capture point.
Section A getting blasted by machine guns. Southern point there being secured. 4 points left, 3 points left. Rushing here, but it's going to be too late. And he doesn't have Vanguard, in which case, you know, could he just rush down, taking the point. Going for Firefly, sent up, but it's just too late here for the Besiktas and the 11th Armored. The Panzer proves victorious through overall better tactics and strategy longer term. I mean, Besiktas had some interesting play, but the problem was, again, blobbing overall too much infantry hurt his longer-term, you know, prospects by preventing him from getting out tanks faster because he was suffering for such a manpower bleed. Because, again, he was also then bunching up all the infantry, so he couldn't even control the map very well. So in that regard, Besiktas was basically undone by, well, blobbing essentially. Because, again, and that's also why, again, like bigger maps, you can't just blob because, again, you then struggle with map control. And Findeed, on the other hand, played the map control game, played around the buffers and the mortar placement until he could deal with it. You know, slowly worked on draining out the Besiktas. It just, you know, fought, I think, very intelligently there. Also got use of the Panthers there. No real sort of too bad decision there. Was, again, Besiktas repeatedly stuck his, you know, nose into the hornet's nest and, you know, got severely stung. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. It gave you ideas from tactics and strategy, how to deal with the Brits and how not to play with the Brits. If it did, you know, subscribe, tell your friends, you know, to get them to get better at the game, you know, hopefully ease some of the frustration and or perhaps just find something to enjoy, you know, like it, comment, and so on. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Cheers.